Hey there. I always used to want the people closest to me to believe in me. Only if they would believe in me. That's what I used to think. Only if they would believe in me, then that would be good. Then I would feel good. Like, why can't they? Particularly my dad. It was particularly my dad. Whatever I wanted to do, whatever I wanted to go for, he was like, no, that's not a good idea. I don't know if that's just the role of dads in general. It may be. It might be. Maybe that's what we need to forge our own path. We need that resistance with our father to go, no, that's not a good idea. And then we go, no, wait, no, this is what I want. This is what I believe in. I'm going to do it. And then that's our own path. Maybe that's what we need, right? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing if your dad is supporting your life because you're living, because now you're living his life. And I've done that too. I started to go to uni to become an engineer. I didn't want to become an engineer. My dad wanted me to become an engineer. I wanted to make him happy. I wanted love. I wanted to be accepted and loved by him. So that's what I went off and did. Because in that part of my life, that was the authority, you know. He knew best. So if he knew best, then I want to, you know, I just wanted love from him. I think it was that simple and that easy. But something in my soul was just like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. You know, with my one precious life, I can't live somebody else's. And and you know, that took a while to get there. Sometimes it takes a while. And I went off and I pursued a comedy career and a radio career, and mostly coming from my ego, but you know, I had to get that as well. I had to go through that and achieve that to realize, wait, this is not satisfying either, which is wild, right? But that's why I'm a big proponent for like people just like going for what they want in their life. Like if it's like, oh, I don't really want to do it, or like I half want to do it. Like for me, it's just a no. Like that's a no. If it feels contracting, or if I'm doing it from fear or to please somebody or to, it's just like what I should do or obligation, then it's just like a no for me now. It's like, no. It's if it's starting this way, it's going to end that way. You know, one of my mentors told me that. It's like the energy that we begin something is the same energy that it ends in. And that's the same energy throughout the whole thing. You can't start something from fear and expect it to end in like happiness. It doesn't work like that, right? So yeah, for me, like my life has to be like a fuck yes on every level. Like it has to feel expansive in my actual being and in my actual body now. Because I think again, I can only say this because I've fallen for the trap of like, oh well, like you need to make money, don't you? Oh well, like this is just what you have to do, or like, you know, everybody's kind of, you know, doing this, going to jobs they don't like, in marriages that aren't, you know, passionate any longer or fulfilling anymore, or you know, this status quo. It's like I can't lie to myself. I can't say I'm okay with that. Not in this life anyway. I've probably done it in many other lifetimes, but this life I'm like, nah, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be what I want. And even if I fail, even if I fail massively, even if, you know, it feels great. Do you know what I mean? Even like going for what is right for you, walking your own path, and it just being like a failure in the world's eyes, still feels so amazing. It feels way better than walking somebody else's path and the world, cheers you on, but you feel like, damn, dude, I'm leaving something on the table here. I really, damn, I wish I went for that, And then we go, oh yeah, and we do the story again and justify it, but the only way to squash that is to go for it. And then you know if it was a good thing or not. You don't have to live in regret, as they say. The richest place in the world is the graveyard or cemetery, because that's where every man, or most men, 99% of men, bring all of their dreams, all of their potential, all of their, all of it. So, that's me. That's me with these videos. Like, I don't even know if any of that made sense. I feel like I spoke about myself too much, and I hope that if I speak about myself, then you can relate to it. And I'm just like praying that you like pick out some like gems of helpful information for yourself from these. But I'm just on here, just doing the thing every day. And yeah, learning to believe in myself again. Really learning to believe in myself. And it's like, I always think of like this analogy. It's like, if you're broken down on the side of the road, like, people are more likely to help you if you're trying to push your car yourself, which is wild. It's wild. People are like, oh yeah, I'll go help this guy. So it's like, in your life, like, do that for you, right? Like, don't wait for everyone to be like, yeah, you should do it, go for it, this and that. Because ultimately, like I said, if they're saying that, that's their dreams and goals, right? No one is gonna give you the belief in your dreams and goals that you're really desiring. Only you know what you want. Only you know what your potential is and what you can get when you really put your mind to it. And you just have to take that first step. Yeah, afterwards, when you start getting results and momentum and stuff like that, everyone will be like, yeah, this guy, I know. I remember that. My dad did that. Yeah. It took me 3 years to get into the radio industry, get a paid job, and be paid for stand-up comedy and things like that. And trust me, it was like sheer commitment, courage, and just me bringing my all to it, because there was no real talent there. But when I did it, he's like, yeah, I always knew you could do it. That frustrated me so much, right? Because he didn't say that. But yeah, that's what will happen. That's what will happen. So, how do we do that? That's the real question. How do we do that? Because I don't want this to be like a video that's just like, oh yeah, that feels good, or whatever. And then you're like, nothing changes. It's like, how do we start living, how do we start walking our soul's path? That's what we're really talking about here. How do we start walking the path that we came here to walk? Okay, that's real now. Now we're talking. How do we start becoming and being the person that we came here to be? How do we even begin finding that out? Well, you find it, in my experience, you find out as you walk. You don't like sit down and go, what is it? And then it all comes to you. That you can get downloads, don't get me wrong, but usually the downloads are the next steps. So that's what we got to do. We got to take the next right step, whatever that is. The next right step, the thing that feels like a fuck yes in every cell of our body. And sometimes it doesn't make logical sense. We just get like a message, oh, do this thing, or go there, or hang out with that person, or do this course, or read this book, and you're like, I don't even know, I've never picked up anything like that. But there'll be something deeper calling you to it. And then the other action is to anything that's like feels like it's contracting, like you're settling, like you're just doing to please, or it's an obligation or something. Start with the little things. Now that I've said it, there'll be an opportunity for it. Say no to it. Distance yourself from it. Try and break away from it. Just communicate, as well. If it's with a person or a group of people or whatever, it's like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it anymore. I'm just not gonna be there for this one, or if it's an event or whatever it is. And eventually, you can start creating a life, and you can start walking your path and being in alignment, and that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Okay, I'll leave it there. Much love. Thanks for watching. If you've got any feedback for me, if you want to share anything that you found helpful, any criticism or ways that I can improve, I am all for it. Please bring it on. Leave a comment or something. That'd be awesome. All right. Bye.